Hello again, Steve here with a bit of a conversation about extraordinary claims versus ordinary claims. Now, yes, I've been away for a while from the YouTube here, and I was basically on the road and on a job somewhere for quite a while, so I didn't upload. I should have probably, but I didn't. Anyways, apologies for that. Now, the reason I wanted to do this video is because I ran into somebody last night. I was out bowling with some friends, and it doesn't happen very often that I run into somebody who's a deep thinker. And we started to talk a little bit, and all of a sudden it's like, and the rest of the people were looking at us like they thought we were in a verbal fight or something. But it was very, very enjoyable. But the stalemate, I should say, was I was pretty tired, and I'm not used to debating uh, very in a live situation. Normally, I have time to think about something, put it together in a video, or write something out, and it's a little easier for me to flow. But on the off the cuff, it's a challenge, but it's a good challenge, I think. He was challenging me on my use of the term an extraordinary claim. The term extraordinary claim requires extraordinary proof, and I guess he was pressuring me to define ordinary versus extraordinary and so on, right? So at the end of it, I said, you know what? It's pretty late. It was getting close to midnight or whatever. And I said, how about how about I write it up, what I think is my closest definition of those things and send them off to you. So I did that this morning, and I just thought I would talk about it here. Now, to a certain extent, I think he was trolling me to a little bit because he was trying to challenge me to be robust in my be able to define things like this. So part of it was that, and it reminded me of how Bill Clinton, in a video, and I posted that in the email that I sent back to him, where Bill Clinton is asking it depends what the definition of is, right? So because I was telling him, I made the point. Here's what I made. I said ordinary versus extraordinary. I will start out with an example. This is similar along the lines. I used a bowling ball, but I'll just use the example of a baseball today. I said to him, if you were to hold up a ball in front of me and make the claim that this is a baseball, I wouldn't have an objection to that, because my definition for ordinary would be along the lines, I'm going to read it, it's a compilation of what I've got from dictionaries and what makes sense to me. Okay, ordinary. That which is normal, in brackets, usual, or I guess I should have said unremarkable. That's my mistake. Usual or unremarkable. And which is rationally and empirically obvious to me. So if he was to hold up a baseball in front of me and say, Steve, this is a baseball, that does not interfere with my rational or empirical sensibilities. And it is a normal statement. It is not unusual. It is not remarkable to me. It is quite obvious. And I would not ask him to produce evidence, to explain himself, to reason himself out or whatever. It would just be a statement. It would be an ordinary claim. I'd be used to that, right? An extraordinary claim, I would say extraordinary, that which is not normal. Would be unusual, and it would be remarkable to me. And it would go against the rational or empirical sensibilities of myself. So if he was to hold up that same baseball and say, Steve, this is a moon rock. Well, if I was a curious guy, I would have to ask for some sort of evidence, because what he's saying is not conforming with what is immediately or rationally measurable to me. So, and the final comment that I made in this response back to him in writing, which is, I said, look, Your claim might be extraordinary to me, but it doesn't mean that it's extraordinary to you, and it doesn't mean that it's actually true or false. It's rather neutral in that case. Because that baseball, what looks like a baseball to me, what you're saying this is a moon rock, it may well be a moon rock. I don't know. I mean, it could be a moon rock right under the surface of it. It could be a moon. I've never seen a moon rock before. Maybe they do look like baseballs, although I don't think so. Or it could conceivably be that one particular moon rock looks like a baseball. You know, I actually found a rock when I was on the river, and I think I did a video of it once. I should show it sometime. I found a rock that was in a riverbed when I was out in northern BC one time. And it looks like half a face of an alien. I kid you not. It's got the eye in there, and it's got the nice cheekbone, and it looks like the half face of an alien. Absolutely. So if I was to show it from a distance and say this is a half face of an alien, provided that you've seen an alien before, it would not be an extraordinary claim. But it's actually a rock, so it would be false, actually. So the extraordinary claim is, I would say, in closing, or in the comparison to the ordinary claim, is the extraordinary is not normal to the one hearing it. So it is unusual and it would be remarkable. And it might, or it might not conform with rational or empirical evidence. Versus the flip side, the ordinary claim would be perfectly normal and it's usual, unremarkable, and it would conform, or it might conform to the rational and empirical evidence that is seen, and therefore there's no call for any kind of support for the ordinary claim. I mean, these are claims we make throughout the day, right? I mean, another example I used when I was talking to this guy was, you know, if we were all physicists at a physicists conference or whatever, and the conversation was about Einstein, and we were talking about Einstein's theory of relativity, and somebody in their speech made the comment that Einstein came up with this theory of relativity, this wouldn't be an extraordinary claim to those who are in the audience, because they're all they've all heard that many times before, and it is pretty much agreed upon within their mind that that is the case. Now, it's possible, you know, that somebody could make the case that it's not true. So therefore, it's not a. I don't think it's a case of being true or false. It's what is, although it could be, but not necessarily, right? Because sometimes our empirical evidence is incorrect. Sometimes our rationality is incorrect. Sometimes what is normal to us is patently false. I mean, you can have a whole society that believes in a certain kind of a God, and another society, and that's true to them, right? That's a normal claim to them. And then another group would claim to believe in a different kind of a God, and that's normal to them. It's not extraordinary. You know, it's not extraordinary. It's not an extraordinary claim to a fundamentalist Christian that Jesus saves. You know, it's not at all. But it would be an extraordinary claim to somebody who never heard about that. So it's not a question of whether it's right or wrong. It's what is either a normal and or you know, empirically or rationally true, or rationally verified. Anyway, I wanted to make this comment, and I'll probably send this video to him as well. So, Steve here, getting great chatting. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and share, and comment in the box below. I'll talk again soon. Bye for now.